welcome to the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology, where a good crowd is expected here tonight as students get in free. It's the third-placed RIT Tigers hosting 10th-placed Robert Morris in the series finale between these two conference rivals. Number 7 for RIT is senior co-captain Abbott Gerduckis. Last night, Gertie and line mate Eric Brown combined for 6 points to lead RIT to a 5-3 victory over Abbott's brother Aiden and his Colonials. You are watching RIT SportsZone pregame live, presented by Taylor the Builder. So much to get to in the next half hour as we get you set for face-off at 7:05. Good evening, I'm Kevin Roach, and welcome to RIT SportsZone pregame live here on CW Rochester. Well, the clock is ticking on the college hockey season as we've entered the stretch run. The Tigers returned home last night for the first time in 3 weeks, looking to move closer to securing a first-round bye in the upcoming playoffs. They needed 2 points last night against Robert Morris. As we pick up the highlights from Friday, first period, RIT would get on the board first. They send the puck in the zone. It comes back out to defenseman Brody Villette, and he rips one by Francois Marat. Villette's second of the season put the Tigers up 1-0. Just under 7 minutes to play. Momentum changer here as Will Calverley collides with Daniel Metanetto. It didn't look like much at first, but the officials would review it, and they would assess Calverley with a 5-minute major for interference and a game misconduct. Calverley back in the lineup tonight. Moments later, though, Robert Morris capitalizing on that major penalty as Mike Loria beats Logan Drackett to tie us at 1 after 1. Tigers 0 for 2 on the power play in the first period. They get one in the second. They capitalize here as Jake Hamaker's shot deflected in by who else but Eric Brown. The power play goal put RIT up 2-1 at that point. Then just about 2 minutes later, Nick Bruce tries to wrap around. He can't get it to go, but Kobe Walker gives it a try, and he beats Marat. Tigers up 3-1, feeling good after 2. In the third, though, Robert Morris had pulled within 1, and then they had a power play opportunity, and they get it even at 3 thanks to Alex Tange's 13th on the year. And oh boy, we had a game again tied at 3. But RIT would get a power play of its own. Jake Hamaker's shot again, deflecting off Eric Brown and in. Brown's second of the night put RIT in front once again, 4-3. And then under 2 to play, RMU pulls Francois Marat maybe a little early because it ends up costing them. They didn't gain the offensive zone, and Abbott Gerduckis makes them pay. The empty netter right there to seal it. RIT, despite a night of costly penalties, rallies for a 5-3 victory.
Penalties have been, a little bit of an Achilles heel for us at times, not just this year but in the past. So we got to make sure we're, being smart with the way we're playing, smart with our bodies and sticks, because Robert Morris is a good team on the power play, and we've got to limit their opportunities to put the puck in the net.
A gritty win, you would say, though, to be able to come back and after getting even at 3 to respond like you did.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to get that power play and get the opportunity after they had so many. So. Yeah, we just, we stuck to our game plan, and had to make some adjustments here and there given the circumstances, and we got the job done.
Since I've been here, the 3 years, it's always close in the standings, and every weekend matters, even from the start of the year. But especially when we're getting down to the end of the year, every point matters. So we're really looking forward. We want the sweep tomorrow, and hopefully we'll get the bye.
Yeah, the Tigers want that bye badly as we take a look inside the numbers from last night's RIT victory. Tigers led by Eric Brown, as we talked about, scoring his team-leading 14th and 15th goals on the season. He also added an assist. Abbott Gerduckis had a 3-point night as well with a goal and 2 assists. Penalties, the big story. Last night, something head coach Wayne Wilson said his team needs to clean up moving forward. Speaking of head coach Wayne Wilson, he's standing by live now just outside the Tigers locker room with our John DiTullio. John?
All right, Kevin, thanks so much. All right, Wayne, it wasn't pretty last night, but in the end, you got the victory. More importantly, you got the 2 points.
That was big for us last night, and I thought after they tied the game up, we responded well. I would have liked to have secured it, a little more easily, but nothing's coming easy, and you just got to keep grinding, and the league is topsy-turvy every night. You never know who's going to come ahead, so we've just got to focus on ourselves here tonight and try and get the 2 points.
Besides the penalties, what else do you want to see your team do better tonight?
I thought our control breakout needed to be better. I thought our control forecheck needed to be better. The discipline, as you mentioned, was a key thing, and tidy up maybe our neutral zone a little bit and be a little cleaner in the neutral zone. I thought we had too many turnovers for odd man rushes last night, so that's something we're looking to be better in as well.
If you get an Air Force win tonight with your win, you could clinch a first-round bye. How important is it to obviously get the win, but get that bye early?
Yeah, we want to get the bye, but we want to just really worry about ourselves. We want to get the bye, on our own and try and keep moving up the standings the best we can. And for us tonight, we're up 2-1 in the series on Robert Morris. We want to close it out here and win the series, make it a 3-1 series lead out of the 4 games.
I know Petrucci got hurt last night. What's his status moving forward with your team?
It looks like a dislocated knee, and it'll be probably day to day or week to week. It's not as bad as what we thought, but it's still enough to keep him out. So any injuries at this time of year, you try and get them back as soon as possible, but they've got to be healthy to return.
All right, best of luck. That's head coach Wayne Wilson here with RIT for a preview of Robert Morris. Let's send it over to my broadcasting partner, Gene Battaglia. Gino?
Thanks, Johnny. Here with head coach Derek Schooley of Robert Morris. Coach, you said it yourself. We like you, but no one's going to feel sorry for you. How do you guys dig out of this hole you're in right now?
Well, we've got a good hockey team, and you see it in spurts. And we've won a lot of games in this league the last 5 years. We've been to Rochester the last 5 years in a row. We've won a lot of games, and nobody's going to feel sorry for us. And everybody probably likes seeing us down a little bit. But we feel a good hockey team. We just find ways to lose a game instead of ways to win a game. And you saw it last night. We tie it. A couple minutes later, we give up another goal. So we've got to just keep working. We've got 3 games left to get as high as we can in the standings and be prepared for playoffs. And you've seen what we've done in the playoffs in the past. And I like our team. It's a weird dynamic. We got great kids. They work hard. We're not getting the job done when we need to.
Well, you are young. 7 freshmen in the lineup tonight. So how is this building block for your team?
Well, we got 11 on our team, and with four sophomores, so we've got 15 underclassmen out of 26 players. So we just have to make sure that we keep staying positive, we keep working together, and prepare for the future. But like I said, I'm not a rebuild guy, I'm a reload, and we've done a pretty good job of reloading the last couple of years.
Well, you do have that goal. It feels like Francois Murad's been here 10 years. It's only been 4, but when it comes to the second season, how do you feel that he's going to perform for you guys?
Well, he's won a lot of games in the playoffs. He's our all-time winningest goalie in wins, and he's only a junior. Now, this isn't his 4th year, it's his 3rd year. So when you got one of the elite goalies in the league, you always give yourself an opportunity, and hopefully he will continue that down the stretch.
Well, RIT last night had some trouble in the penalty box, so what's the trick to get a few more power play opportunities tonight?
Well, we had 5. We were 2 for 5 on the power play. I really liked our power play. I thought our power play was good. We got to do a better job killing penalties because they were also 2 for 5. So it was both power plays were at 40%. And we just got to make sure that we do things the right way. We got to play hard. We got to get more shots on goal. And if we get more shots on goal, we'll be successful.
Derek, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That's head coach Derek Schooley, Robert Morris. Kevin, we send it back to you.
All right, Gene, we'll check back with you in just a bit. Well, with 2 points last night, the Tigers took over sole possession of 3rd place in Atlantic hockey with just 3 games remaining in the regular season. AIC is idle this weekend, but they still hold a 5-point lead over 2nd place Bentley, who lost last night to Holy Cross. Sacred Heart's 5-0 victory over Army moved them up to 4th place. They're playing some really good hockey right now. Air Force sits in 5th, followed by Mercyhurst and Niagara. Now, Robert Morris dropped 1 spot to 10th place. As of right now, the Tigers can finish no lower than 6th, but they prefer, as we've talked throughout the night here, to be in the top 4 to earn a first-round playoff bye and, of course, a quarterfinal series here at home. We'll be tracking all of Atlantic hockey out-of-town action for you here throughout the night. Bentley is at Holy Cross. Sacred Heart visiting Army. Canisius heading over to Niagara, while Air Force wraps up its series in Erie against Mercyhurst tonight. Well, still to come on the program, the kids are back once again tonight, and they're looking for answers. Our Kidcaster segment is on the way. Plus, earlier this afternoon, 9 seniors on the RIT women's hockey team were honored here at the Policini Center as they played their final home game of their careers. We'll have the highlights coming up in a bit. But first, he scored twice last night while helping lead the Tigers to a much-needed 2 points. Senior co-captain Eric Brown joins our Kim Burnson live next as we roll on from the Gene Policini Center at RIT. It's Tigers and Colonials at 7:05. You're watching RIT Sports Zone Pre-Game Live. Back here on RIT SportsZone pregame live. Warm-ups wrapping up down on the ice for the Tigers and Colonials as face-off is just over 20 minutes away. If you're just joining us in the net for the Tigers once again tonight will be sophomore Logan Drackett. It marks the Calgary native's 28th start between the pipes this season. With the win last night, Drackett now has a .500 record on the year at 12-12. And 3. For Robert Morris, head coach Derek Schooley going to stick with the program's all-time winningest goaltender, Francois Marat. Gene said he feels like he's been there 10 years. It's only been 3. We get one more year of him. Marat hoping he can help turn things around for the Colonials, who have now lost 13 of their last 15 games. Of course, the Tigers have some injuries to deal with, as head coach Wayne Wilson mentioned. Andrew Petrucci out of the lineup tonight with a dislocated knee. He could be out for quite some time. Nick Brooks is going to join Will Calverley and Kobe Walker on that third line for RIT. And, of course, Gabe Valenzuela also still out of the lineup with a knee injury as well. A guy that has had himself parked in front of that Robert Morris goaltender, Francois Marat, last night. It helped lead to 2 goals is senior forward Eric Brown, the Tigers' leading goal scorer, standing by live now with our Kim Burnson. Kim?
Thanks, Kevin. Eric, penalties, stoppage time kind of prevented you guys from maintaining control of the game all the way through. What do you guys have to do to come out and really establish the pace tonight?
Yeah, we just got to come out like we usually do and come out with some pace, come out with intensity. We got to limit our penalties, obviously. Watch our sticks, watch our body positions when we're making hits and stuff like that. You know, using that extra effort to make sure we're getting position on the guys before we make hits and stuff, so we're not drawing interference calls or stuff like that. So yeah, it's important that we stay out of the box because these guys are pretty good on the power play, and anytime we can give them opportunities to score, it's not good.
It seems like injuries have you guys constantly changing up the lines. How difficult is it to establish a rhythm when you're dealing with that all the time?
Yeah, it's tough at times when things like that happen, but you know, the game of hockey is about adjustments, and sometimes you got to make adjustments on the fly, and I think we did that pretty well last night.
Are you guys expecting Robert Morris to come out with a little chip on their shoulder after last night's game?
Oh yeah, of course. Teams don't like getting swept, so they're going to come out here with a bit of a vengeance, and we're expecting a hard-fought game. We're expecting it to be a lot tougher than last night, so we got to make sure we're coming in with a higher intensity than they're going to. So yeah, we're ready to go.
Eric, good luck tonight. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Kim, thanks so much. We'll see you again in just a bit. Meanwhile, the RIT women's hockey team took center stage here this afternoon as the program paid tribute to its 9 seniors prior to face-off against Penn State. Brooke Baker, Kendall Cornine, Krista Vogler, Candace Sheriff, Mallory Rushton, Logan Land, Brenna Dochniak, Catherine Kennedy, and Jenna DeYoung, all honored for their contributions to the program prior to today's game. Congratulations to all of them. First period, just over 5 minutes in. Penn State goes in front. Thanks to Natalie Heising, her 14th goal on the year, gave the Nittany Lions an early 1-0 lead, but RIT would answer later in the period. On the rush, the puck comes right to the senior, Kendall Cornine. She nets her 11th on the year to even us at 1 apiece. It stayed that way until the third. Just over a minute remaining, and heartbreak for RIT as Katie Rankin scores the game winner for Penn State. They hang on for a 2-1 victory over RIT. Following the game, we caught up with RIT head coach Chad Davis. Coach, thanks so much for joining us here tonight on Pregame Live. First off, a tough loss for you today in the final minute and change. You earn a split with Penn State this weekend. But overall, how do you feel about where your team is right now as the season winds down?
You know, it's a great question, and absolutely just a good battle. Thought Penn State played a really good game this weekend, and thought we matched the intensity today. But, you know, going into playoffs here, we're excited about where the team's trending, and you know, they're going to be hard-fought games. So it was an honest game today, and special teams on the penalty kill look good. So, you know, we'll keep moving forward here, and we're excited about heading to Mercyhurst for the final 2 games of the regular season.
Absolutely. Goaltender Tara Lantane has been spectacular for you in net. No matter where you end up in the standings, does she make you an instant threat because of her ability to maybe steal a game or 2 come playoff time?
Yeah, absolutely she does. And I think when you're talking about a playoff run, you're talking about making something good happen. It starts in that. So, and she's been hot right now. She's not giving up much. Gives us a chance to win every night. So it seems like if we get to 2 goals, we're going to either get to overtime or a W. And, you know, that's a huge stress reliever for the team. We're not concerned about the net, and we can kind of focus on other areas of our game.
Yeah, and finally, it's your first year here, but 9 seniors played their final game here today. What does that group mean to you here in your first year at RIT?
Yeah, you know what? They're a resilient group, and they brought a high energy today. And I think that, you they had a couple of tough seasons. For them to get up and pick themselves up this year and really start believing in the process and, pushing for a playoff run, I think that says a lot about their character, and that's something that's contagious. So that young group gets to see that, and couldn't ask for a better effort from that entire group today. Super proud of them, and I think they're going to get, a really good opportunity here to compete for a championship getting into the playoffs.
Well, the Tigers, as you mentioned, wrap up the regular season down at Mercyhurst next week. Coach, we thank you for your time, and best of luck the rest of the way.
I appreciate that. Have a good day.
Yeah, as we take a look at the current standings in College Hockey America, Robert Morris defeated Mercyhurst this afternoon 4-1. They now have a 3-point lead over the Lakers. Syracuse defeated Lindenwood 5-1 to pull into a second-place tie with Mercyhurst, while RIT remains in fourth, 3 points ahead of Penn State with just 2 games to play. On the RIT out-of-town scoreboard, the women's basketball team keeps rolling along. 12 straight victories after defeating Vassar 70-62 in the Liberty League semifinals today. Amy Reed's group will play for their second league championship in the last 3 years tomorrow afternoon against Ithaca in hopes of securing an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. The third-ranked RIT men's lacrosse team improved to 2-0 on the year after a 14-12 victory on the road over Bates College. The Tigers were led by Quinn Commandant, Ryan Barnable, and Damian Curry, who all scored 3 goals apiece. Tigers next in action on Tuesday, March 5th, when they host Springfield at the Carrier Dome down in Syracuse. We will still to come on the program. John and Gene will rejoin us to break down tonight's matchup here at the Policini. Plus, they're back. We hand the mic over once again tonight for another edition of RIT SportsZone's Kitcaster. That and more is straight ahead as our live coverage of Tiger hockey continues from the Gene Policini Center at RIT. You're watching RIT SportsZone Pregame Live.
Tigers, trying to swing it in front. Walker, the wraparound. He scores! Whoa, Kobe Walker!
Logged a lot of ice time tonight.
2-on-1 the other direction, though. Here's Lynch, the shot, the goal. Trying to clear it himself, could not. It was Logan Drackett. Follett battling up top. This will go. Matanudo far side. The shot in the goal, and we are tied on the power play. Robert Morris getting it done. And over to Willett. Willett at the wall. Didn't like what was ahead of him. Takes it back. Jake Hammaker now walking in. Hammaker cross ice feed, and it flips in. Loria with the red line. Knocked away. Grudakis tapping it out of the air. Ever Grudakis on the empty net.
Barada just left the ice.
Don't you have to gain the zone there, John? It was right at center ice.
He just left the ice.
The RIT Tigers in a tie game pull this one out here at 5-3.
And if you're just joining us on Pregame Live, that is how the Tigers secured a victory last night. If you missed the game or any of our broadcasts this season, you can head over to our website, ritsc.com, and click on Hockey Central to watch highlights on demand. Joined now by the guys who will have the call once again for you here tonight, Gene Battaglia and John DiTullio. And guys, while Coach Wilson was pleased with his team's response in the third period of last night's game, he has said it over and over since October that this team cannot continue to take the penalties they're taking if they hope to make a deep run come March.
Yeah, good evening, Kevin. Yeah, in the penalty Ryan Kruper took last night in the third, that's what led to Robert Morris getting a chance in that game.
And talking with Wayne just a little bit ago, it really irked him. They need to clean things up collectively, not just Kruper, but the entire team. I think you'll see a much different Tiger approach tonight if they want to get the 4 points.
Yeah, the Tigers with that opportunity tonight. This is a Robert Morris team that has been to the Atlantic Hockey Final each of the last 3 years, but they're very young. 7 freshmen in the lineup tonight, but one of those veterans, Luke Lynch. Well, how many years in a row has Lynch been in the lineup here for?
12. As long as we've been doing a game, we've been calling games here. They've always had a Lynch, it seems like, on the roster. But last night, Luke Lynch, the sophomore forward, with a pair of assists. Listen, they've got a few really good playmakers. He's one of them. He needs to be special if Robert Morris wants to get the win tonight and maybe gain a little momentum as we get here to the Atlantic Hockey Tournament just 2 weeks out.
As for the RIT Tigers, it'll be Eric Brown tonight. Brown, when he gets going, when he plants that big frame in front of the net on a power play, John, that's when the Tigers are going.
Beastie Brown, I tell you, on the power play, 2 power play goals last night. He's having an incredible year, 15 goals. He has 24 points. when they're on the power play, he's almost impossible to stop, and we saw that last night.
For the RIT Tigers tonight, 2 points is okay, but 4 points is much, much better. John, what has to happen tonight?
Now, stay with me here. Squeaky clean. What's that mean, Gino? Clean it up, buddy. Clean it up, a little elbow grease. Stay out of the box. Limited to 3 penalties. Special delivery, right? Both teams with 2 power play goals last night. I think that's going to be key tonight, which special teams comes up big. And let me channel my inner Paul McCartney. You say goodbye, I say hello. Will they win tonight in an Air Force win, they will get a bye. If they win tonight and win Wednesday at Niagara, they get a first-round bye. Now, that's the Beatles for a lot of the young people listening out there. That's who Paul McCartney is. I think there's some people on staff who do not know that.
You have to know the Beatles. That's the foundation of music, right?
What's our job here? Entertain and educate. That's what we're about.
All right,
right,
guys.
Kevin?
I know it. See you guys at the top of the hour. Thanks so much.
You got
Sounds
it, buddy.
good, Kev.
Well, over the last few months, we've been turning the mic over to kids in attendance here at the Policini Center so they can get answers to the most pressing questions they have for the RIT men's hockey team. Here's the latest edition of RIT SportsZone's Kidcaster.
What was your favorite team to play against?
I would say my favorite team to play against is Air Force. They always come out hard, and it's always just a chippy and close game, and they always give us a tough time, so it's fun to play those games.
I would say Air Force. I think that they bring it every night. They're a tough competition, and obviously they won the league last 2 years. And, they knocked off the #1 team in the nation last year, so it's always a competition playing them.
Why did you wear your number?
Actually, I was originally 12 for Tom Brady, actually. But my last year at juniors changed to 23, and I had a good year, so I just never changed it from there.
To be honest, it was just given to me. I love 39, but there's no 39 here, so 1 was the next best number.
What's your favorite hockey player?
My favorite hockey player is Dominic Hasek growing up. I love just kind of how he battles, and he was just an amazing goaltender, and I think I kind of learned a couple things in my style. Just kind of battling is he's really great.
Well, I guess when I was really, really young, I liked Paul Kariya. See, when you watch the Mighty Ducks movie, I used to like the Mighty Ducks movie, so I liked him. But then when I grew up, I started to like Sidney Crosby because he's just one of the best players, and I had Patrick Kane because he's a little guy as well. And
Is there any certain type of song that you like to listen to before you hit the ice?
I've been actually getting into Greta Van Fleet. Some of my roommates have been turning me on to them, and they're really cool. They're kind of like a Led Zeppelin old school band, and they're really good. You guys should check them out.
I'd say I like to listen to some classic rock. I like AC/DC. Gets me going before the games.
Oh, great job, as always, by the kids getting the answers to those tough questions. Well, game time is quickly approaching here at the Policini Center. We'll wrap things up next. You're watching RIT SportsZone Pregame Live. Oh, the Gerdukis brothers meeting at center ice last night as Abbott took the W in the first ever meeting between the brothers. Back here at the Gene Policini Center, to where tonight RIT is looking for the weekend sweep of Robert Morris, hoping to improve their chances of locking up a first-round bid in next month's AHA playoffs. Next week, we're back with you. Only one game remains on the schedule. It's Canisius next Saturday night, 6:30 pregame. We'll carry the senior ceremonies, as always, in full the whole ceremony in full report there. On the intermission report, we'll have that as well coming up. The Tigers and Robert Morris coming up as John and Gene will have the call for you. Coming up next, enjoy the game, everyone, and we'll see you later for the intermission report. RIT SportsZone's live coverage of Tiger hockey continues right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your RIT Tigers. Oh, what a beat!
RIT SportsZone Live proudly welcomes you to the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology. A loud crowd on hand tonight as the Tigers look for the weekend sweep of the Colonials from Robert Morris.